Well, hello everybody, how are you all? Guess what? Heading off! Hello everybody and welcome back to another car journey with me. And, well, what have we got going on today? Well, I've been busy, I've been hinging the house, tidying around and finishing off like loads of little decorating bits and removing things and filling them in and doing all of that. I've had a lovely weekend. On Friday, our friends sent an email from Phoenix, and in there is a restaurant called Fuego, and they've decided now to do like a home kit. So the restaurant itself is sort of tapas, Italian, charcuterie boards, that type of thing, like small plates but just lots of them, beautiful wine, and just brilliant service. Our friends that we'd gone to the beach with to have fish and chips with sent a message to say they're open, and I was like, they're open? How on earth are they open? So I rings them up to find out they're not actually physically open, to actually go in and sit down and have a meal and things. But what they have done is they've put together some of their best tapas and charcuterie boards. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too sure about that one. So it's like they've done like a box for two. It's £45, which I think was an absolute bargain. We did add, or we didn't actually, well, we did. We added some scallops and some lamb cutlets to it. They're one of our favourite things, and they didn't have them on there. So we got two boxes because obviously there was two couples. We got some beautiful wine from Phoenix, and if you ever get the chance to go into Phoenix wine shop, look for a white wine called Vouvray. It's absolutely beautiful. So we got some wine, we got a little bottle of champagne, we got our meals, went over to our friends, and our friend who's a really good cook, he cooked. The food was unbelievable. It was just absolutely stunning. And I think if they could, to keep that thing going, because do you know what? You know, if you're sort of driving home from work or you fancy something different rather than like a normal standard takeout, these little at home with Phoenix Fuego boxes are unbelievable. They're £45. Now some people might say, well, you know, I can get a cheaper takeaway than that. But what I would then sort of counteract by saying is, what's going in that takeaway? Like loads, and we've realised now that with some takeaways, we're unable to eat them because a lot of takeaway foods now are putting so much additives in. I know Chinese takeaways or Thai takeaways are putting, is it MSG? A lot of that, and now that really irritates me. So I found that I've been cooking a lot of Chinese food at home from scratch, which I'm not great at, but it's really tasty. I'm not the best cook in the world, but these little boxes from Phoenix are unbelievable. I just want to tell everybody how fantastic and amazing these things are. So me and Mr. Laffy went. We took the car because it was Mr. Laffy's turn to drive. However, Mr. Laffy decided to have one glass of champagne at the very beginning and say, oh, I'm not driving home. So we actually got a taxi home. So we were in by 10. We were absolutely legless, the two of us. We'd had an amazing night with our friends. It was just unbelievably good fun. So I'm really pleased that we did it. And I think we're doing it again this Saturday. I don't know. So I'm dead excited, and I'll be dead happy when everywhere opens, like restaurants and things like that. I know it's going to be difficult because obviously it's going to be reduced seating, and you know, it's going to be harder to get tables in your favourite restaurants, but you know, that's just the way that we've got to work with it for the next few weeks, I think, or the next few months, and we'll see how we get on. So I've had a really lovely weekend. Sunday was a bit of a write-off. We did the Father's Day thing. I went over to my dad's, and he was at work, so I didn't really get to see him, which was a shame, but I did drop off his gift. And my brother came with me as well to drop off his gift. And we went to Ross's parents, my father-in-law's gift off and things like that. So we had a lovely morning, and we had some bacon sandwiches at my mother-in-law's, which was nice. Went to my mum's and seen her, and it was just really, really good. So we've had a really good weekend. So the week for me consists of probably the recording studio, because I really want to knuckle down now and get this done, because it's so important that we get it right, but it is so important that we get it out for everybody to have a listen to. So I'm excited to probably see what vocal samples Mick's sort of narrowed down for the choir. On the last video I mentioned that we were going to have a choir, which it is true, we are actually having a choir, but when they're coming through voice samples. So because due to the social distancing and COVID and everything like that, it's been really, really difficult to get other people into the studio to help us to record it. So we've been doing it between the two of us, all of ourselves. So that's probably why it's taken so long. But I'm really glad that we have been doing that, because it's been giving me a really good insight as to what goes on after the artist has sang the song and off the pop. Because obviously I'm getting my recording studio built, so I want to be really doing some of the post-production stuff, as well as obviously doing the singing and what have you. So it's a big learning curve for me, which I'm really enjoying. I'm excited to see what the finished product is. So my plans for the week are recording studio. I have got a little bit of work to do on Wednesday, and obviously we're gearing up to get back to work on the 4th of July. So that's taken most of my day up. The builders are still in the house. The guy that we've got, Michael Darwin, is brilliant. He's just unbelievable. He's doing an amazing job, and we're really, really happy with him. And Michael's the guy who's going to be building my recording studio. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. I think with the building, it's just a case of, you know, when there's just like dust and more dust, and then you're sort of cleaning for dust anyway. However, I'm a bit of an OCD clean freak. I like everything to be sort of perfect and it's in its little place, and I like to, you know, keep everything clean and stuff. So I do find it hard when we are having sort of building work done in the house, because I do suffer from a little bit of anxiety at times. I do sort of go into my own little rut of becoming a little bit obsessed with the cleaning. So I'm glad that I've been able to pop out tonight, actually, because it's just given me that little bit of a break. I'm happy about that. I'm a little bit early, actually. I have this thing about timekeeping. Now, I don't know whether it's just stemmed from my dad. My dad was in the army and was always a stickler for time. So yeah, most of our life really we lived in Germany, because my dad was in the army, and then obviously we came back to the UK around about 1990. I think it might have been 1992 or 1991. Can't remember. It was either one of them. And obviously I've been back in the UK since then, and I've obviously lived in the northeast and in Liverpool, because that's where I'm from. And then obviously I've met Ross, and then I've been with Ross 14 years, and we've been married 8 years, and we've fostered 11 children, which is we no longer do that now, and that was an experience and a half. So it's just been, mine and Ross's life's always been some sort of like a bit of a whirlwind. Like, it's been like constant, we're always on the go, we're always doing something, and it's one of those things that we just never feel the time, or we've got the time to sort of to settle down and enjoy each other's company. And over the last few weeks we've really been doing that, and that's been absolutely lovely. And it really makes you think of like what's important, what doesn't need to be done straight away, what can wait, because time with people, that disappears and you can't get that back. What's everybody thinking about my hair now that it's grew back, with it being the blonde tips? I haven't sort of dyed it since. I know I went through a stage of dyeing it quite early on in the lockdown here in the UK, but it's sort of grown back to a lovely length, and I quite like it, and I quite like the blonde tips and the bit of a darker side. So I don't know, what do you think? little runner, another little jogger running past. Well, good evening everybody, I'm on my way home. The time is, oh, it's a late one tonight, it's nearly 11:15. It's still quite light though. So this evening we have sat down and thrashed out the sample voice choir, and we've picked one. It's not the original one that we listened to last week. However, it does sound absolutely lovely. Mick did make me laugh this evening because I know that I'd mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I didn't like a certain word or a certain something, and I got him to change it. And he said there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. He's actually changed it back and I didn't even know. So there you go. So that was funny because we were talking about that, because there's still a bit in the song that I just really don't like. I said to him, it sounds absolutely horrendous, I don't like it, what can we do about it? And he's like, it sounds absolutely fine, there's nothing wrong with it and we're not changing it. So he's putting his foot down. Whether you believe me or not, everything that we've recorded vocal wise, I've done it in one go, and we've worked with it because we've got that natural tone and that natural sound rather than it being over polished. That's what I didn't want to go for that. I didn't want to sound robotic. I didn't want it to sound like it wasn't me. Everything that we've recorded, we've done in one go. Even the harmonies have been taken from the original sound, and we've adjusted the pitch, the volume, and everything like that. I'm sort of proud of that, really, but in a way, I wish I could have gone back to change a little bit. I don't know, it's just me being ridiculously bloody tetchy on it again, probably. We've had a really big, we've pushed quite far actually. You know, you think about everything that we've put in. We've put the guitars have been put in, and Mick's played them live. Then we've obviously had me on the tambourine, obviously me claim to fame. And then obviously the choir's gone in, the piano's in. The piano's still not changed. We know that needs to be done. But when the song first actually comes on and you hear my voice, I think it's the best I've ever sounded. And I'm not just like boasting, but every time I listen to it, I just think that sounds just beautiful. Hello and good morning. It's now 8:30. It's Tuesday morning, and I'm taking this little tiger here to the dog groomers. Hi everybody, back again. So look at that, isn't that just adorable?